Okay, today we are here with Adon and our own Javier. I want to know, I've been asked a bunch of times, can I put on a convertible top by myself? I personally can't. So I'm going to have a professional here. You've been doing this 10 years?
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years he's been doing this. I want a professional to walk us through this installation on the 69. And then you can decipher whether you want to tackle this yourself. And maybe he's going to show you enough stuff that maybe you can tackle your own top. I've had other customers do it. I'm a little intimidated. I leave it up to the pros. But we're going to put an easy on top today. And Javier is going to be the assistant. And this is going to be fun. He says it usually takes about 6-7 hours. Can take 8 hours. Of course, we're doing a video, so it'll probably take 10 hours before we're done. But I'm excited. I want to see what this looks like at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Have fun, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
All we're doing right now, it's covering the car. This is going to be a Convertible car, and we don't want to get a scratch. We're going to get everything ready, get the staples of the rails, get everything cleaned up. Okay, so we're going to get going on getting all the convertible top, the rear tack strips on the top, getting everything ready. Then all that will be ready once we put the bolt pads on the car and get all the right measurements so we don't mess anything up. And all the tops, they already put the measurements for you. As you see, they're all lined. Line it up to the top of the tack.
Okay.
And right now what we're doing is cutting where all the screws are gonna go. You don't need that piece, so we're gonna cut them in. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the passenger side. Same process, line them up. You got the top already, it's got the lines for you. You want to staple each end first and then go from there, make it easier. Okay, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go ahead and get the tension cables on the top. Okay, next thing we're gonna do the tack strip on the glass, actual glass. As you see, it's also the top's already come with the lines. So we're gonna measure the tack strip, you know, where the middle is, and to the middle of the top. That'll be your starting point. Okay. So the center point's about 27 3/4.
Pero el punto central aquí es sacarle el centro al frame y a la tapa, ¿va?
Okay. Okay, so the starting point was the center. Make sure you do that one first so things don't move around. Make sure you take your time on this and you know, measure everything so you don't get any, you don't put staples and then have to redo it because you got any wrinkles along the way. Do the same process as we did on the top. Cut the holes where the screws go. Okay, what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna measure. We got an old top and we're gonna do some measurements so when we start doing the new one, we'll have an idea, you know, what to look for. This top, it's from a 70 Mustang, which is exactly the same as a Cougar 6970.
Solo una referencia porque de todas maneras son 18 pulgadas, ajá, 17 y 18, porque la colchoneta nos va a dar la medida exacta, pero si necesitamos...
Okay, so it's about 18 inches from each rail, from this three. Okay, so first step, we're gonna put the bolt pads on. The bolt pads we carry have a marking. It's about 48 inches from the front of the car to the back. And the bolt pads also, it's got a little plastic at the end. That plastic goes on top. Okay, if you see on this bar, the bolt pad's gonna go underneath the lip. This mark is gonna be lined up to the edge of the bar. So step number one, and we'll go ahead and staple them. Again, another point, we need to make sure the latches on each side are locked. So when you're stretching the bolt pads, the top is not moving around. Okay, another good thing, it's if you measure from the top of the top to the first bar, it's 18 inches. And from the second bar to the third bar, it's 18 inches as well. Okay, when you screw in the screws, make sure you get some help pulling the bar so it doesn't move and you get the right dimensions. Step number two after the bolt pads, the glass goes on next. Okay, there's 8 bolts to mount the glass on the bottom. You want to put the 4 middle ones first. Just to get it in place. Takes 4 of the smaller ones in the middle and 2 of the long ones in each end. Okay, before you staple the glass, make sure you always reference the center. You want to go off the center first before you do anything else. You can reference the center. It's got a mark, and then you can reference also on the bar there's a bolt where the center goes. Yeah, the purpose of doing this is so the glass, it's lined up correctly. If it's pulled to one side, you can bust the glass. It would have busted right now. So that's a good sign we did it right. So once you know you lined everything up right, you stapled it in the right places, we're gonna take the window, we're gonna get it down.
Thank you.
The bolt pad is gonna have about an inch and a half, and we're gonna cut that off. When you're getting ready to bolt the top, there's 3 bolts that go on the tack strip. So 3 bolts on each side. That's the first step. Okay, as you see on the convertible top, there's a tear. This is gonna line up with the last bow.
Okay.
So after we screw the top on, we're gonna go ahead and put the glass back in there. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and screw the tension cables. So now what we're doing is there's a rod in between the channels, 4 screws, and the rod goes inside this fabric, and then now we're gonna screw it back to the channel. So now what we're doing is the tension cables, we're gonna put those on the frame.
¿Te llegó? Ok. Ahora. Bueno, cuidado, cuidado.
Easy. The opening on the top has to go, you have to center with the very last bow. And so right now that the top is up, that's your best chance to do that.
Okay.
Okay, so now what we're doing is we're gluing the top to the frame. Make sure you always line it up with the center. Okay, one thing you want to do is you don't want to stretch it too much, because the sun is gonna stretch it for you, and when the winter comes, the winter is gonna shrink it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and tie in all the bolts on the tack strip. Now that we got everything in place, we can go ahead and tie in. Okay, so on the top there's this lip that's gonna get tucked in on the frame. Also, you want to make sure the stitch is lined up to the frame, the outside of the frame. What we're doing is at the end of the windlass, there's two little caps, one on each side.
All right.
We're gonna go ahead and put the weather strip. There's 5 pieces. The smaller ones go in the back. There's the medium one and then the long one in the front. When you're putting the weather strip, go ahead and open the top. It'll make your life easier. It'd be a good idea to cut out the holes where the screws go. It'll be a lot easier. Okay, so after we put the windlass and the lip at the top, the last thing to do here is the weather strip, the front weather strip. Okay, so one of the last things we're gonna do is screw the header retainer into the frame, and that's gonna keep the weather strip in place. Okay, so this is how you do a convertible top. You know, I think after getting my hands dirty and even if I watch the video, I think I'll I'll be able to try it. You know, with Don's help, great guy, he did a great job, and you know, it looks easy, but it takes time.
I like it.